Hello there, good morning, welcome back to my channel. This morning I'm going to show you how to grow your own tea. Related to the plant behind me that you can see with the pink flowers on it. I'm going to talk about that first and then get to it. Today we're looking at camellias, one that you can consume and the other is ornamental. So this is my camellia. I've had about 7 years now. Started off in a pot, quite a juvenile plant, and then I decided to plant it, oh gosh, can't remember how many years ago. Popped it into the ground, put plenty of ericaceous compost in there because these plants like acid soil conditions, so you don't want to be adding any kind of lime to the soil if you're planting camellias. Similarly for rhododendrons as well, you don't want to be adding lime to the soil, you want to be adding ericaceous compost, and that's what they thrive on. In order for them to thrive and produce these lovely flowers, to show you around here, starting to come out now. They're beautiful, these camellias. The plan is, once this is finished blooming, I will cut it back and hopefully I can take lots of cuttings, maybe cuttings about this length, and then use those to either sell, because I know they're quite expensive to buy, so if I can sell off the cuttings, use that, you know, to buy other plants, or swap them with people who've got plants that I want. So that is the plan. I'm having a read up on how to propagate them, and hopefully I can do that successfully. So when I do start to take the cuttings, I will do a video, upload that as well. So the relation to this, just down here, and I just want to show you, this is the plant. So this is my Camellia sinensis, and this is a tea plant. And these leaves are used to make tea. So originally they came from China. That's what the information says, that originally these plants were found in China, in the northern sort of areas, like in Burma as well, Tibet areas. These plants were found. Tea is grown in Bangladesh, in Sylhet and in Chittagong. I've actually stayed at a tea gardens plantation, stayed for a week in Sylhet, Lakatura tea gardens. It was amazing, beautiful place. So this plant, I got this as a gift from my children I think about 4 years ago, and it's a mature plant. And initially I kept it indoors because I wasn't sure if it was hardy enough to grow, you know, outside. But the last 2 years I've kept it outside, and I've had a fleece bag over it to protect it, and it's only got mild, sort of like, there's a very young leaf there that had sprouted it and might have got a little bit of frost damage, but the aim is to keep this outside, and, you know, hopefully it will get accustomed to the growing conditions out here, and I can have my own tea. There is a tea plantation, I think a couple, in Cornwall. One you can see at the Eden project, which I did get to go and see a few years ago. I think that was in 2014, or yeah, I think it was 2014. Went to the Eden project with my family and saw the tea gardens there, and that's when I thought I'll get one, you know, I'd like to have one myself. And funny enough, they weren't selling any at the Eden project at that time. Anyway, I've got this, I think, from Backer. So I've had quite a few plants from back, and my kids bought it for me. And these produce a very small flower. The flower's only about that big, white, and when they get pollinated they will produce seeds. And this produced a seed, I think, over a year ago. Produced a seed which dropped into this pot here, and this is the result. That's like a 1-year-old plant from seed. So I've left it in this pot because I hope to have a few more of these. I've never thought of taking cuttings of it because it's not a very mature plant. I don't want to start hacking into it. I want to let it grow a bit bushier. I might just prune off the tops to encourage more branches. But that's the tea plant. Now I've got it growing in ericaceous compost. I'll get the compost and I'll show you what that is. So this is what we use for acid loving plants, ericaceous compost. I'm not quite sure what goes into the ericaceous soil mix, but it's suitable for these plants. So you don't want to use normal compost, it's not going to thrive. And when you do feed it, you can either get the granular version or you could get a liquid version of Miracle Grow. This is one that I use, Azalea, Camellia and Rhododendron liquid plant food, and it's got the pink top, not the green, to indicate, you know, this is acid loving. This is for acid loving plants. So getting a tea plant, that's what you need to do. Get yourself some ericaceous compost, make sure it's nice and well drained, add some perlite if you want. I've added, I think, what I've added in there, I've added actually a citrus compost to it, and it's got this ceramis in it. So I used the citrus and ericaceous compost combined for this. It seems to like the conditions. So you want to grow your own tea. What you do is you would take off the young leaves and you could steam them, boil them and have green tea. And if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, maybe dry the leaves out and grind them up into a powder and have your own tea. But this is quite an, still an immature plant. I'd wait for this to thicken out. I'd have to prune it a little bit more to get a nice tea bush. So thank you for watching. I'm just going to have my cuppa now. If you enjoyed this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Bye bye.